Hello, is this Darren?
Yeah, this is Darren.
Hey Darren, this is Paul, Outsider Tackle Box radio show and podcast. I got my good buddy Tommy dressed as a leprechaun in the studio. He looks hilarious. I can't take him serious.
What's going on, Darren McCall?
How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
We're going to put this up later so you can see what he actually looks like.
Yeah, he's going to look at me later and he's going to be like, wow, that guy is so not Irish.
He's got hearts as glasses, if you can picture that. We'll go live later, but it's pretty funny to look at. Welcome to the show. The idea behind the radio show and podcast is to spread happiness to the world through the joys of fishing. Fishing is therapeutic for a lot of people, including us, and
It helps me not kill you, so it helps.
I thought you were going to say it helps me not eat so much, and
that doesn't
that's
help.
a success.
That actually
in itself.
That helps me eat.
Does it?
Yeah, because I ain't got nothing else to do on the boat. I'm just gonna.
Well, we do drink here.
Scarf down a
that
sandwich and some beer.
To the diet in a good way at all.
You said the D word, dude. I don't want to hear that.
So this week's episode is brought to you by
us. It's us.
Outsider Tackle Box.
Because you know what? We can.
Because we can. And actually what that means, Darren, is that we were not successful at finding a sponsor for this week's episode.
No, it doesn't. That just means we wanted to bring. I wanted to bring the show by us for St. Patty's Day.
Okay.
That's why.
Well, thank you for sending in your photo. The format of the show is to just tell us where you caught the fish, the bait that you were using, and the size of it, if you were able to measure it in any way. And we understand that you know a good friend of ours, although we've never met. You are a childhood buddy of Ryan, which is somebody that we enjoy very much, going back and forth, messaging, and tagging in Facebook.
Ryan's my buddy. He's not yours. He don't like you.
So let's hear your fish story. Go ahead, and you sent in
it's a huge sturgeon.
2 photos, a huge sturgeon.
Oh wait, no, it's a shark, right, Paul?
A few. We're gonna have Stacy back on the show because she is an
She probably feels bad at the fact that she
will explain to you the similarities between a sturgeon and a shark.
I'm not saying that they are not similar, but when you're looking at a picture from like Idaho and you go, "That's a cool shark," there's no sharks in Idaho, bro.
Well, first of all, we didn't know if the person had traveled and sent us a photo from another trip. That does happen.
There could have been a sign in the photo that said, "Welcome to Idaho," and you still would have been like, "That's a cool shark."
Let's not ruin Darren's podcast.
Sorry, Darren.
This is about his fish story.
I apologize. My friend's a little slow and he's a little dumb, so I like to make fun of him.
I want to hear about that sturgeon.
Yeah,
which is similar to a shark.
God.
And the other fish in that photo.
Absolutely.
So this is your show. Let's hear about it. Go ahead, Darren.
All right, sounds good. So I caught the sturgeon with my buddy Jeff and Vince. We were out on Lake Roosevelt here in Washington, and it was the first time I've been out in probably, 12 years at least, ever since I moved from Oregon. So it was kind of a fun deal. But all we were using was a bait ball of night crawlers.
Nice.
We usually use pickled herring, but they weren't biting on that, so we switched over to just plain night crawlers.
You know, isn't it amazing when they start doing that and they start biting on the most weird, just the normal thing? You're like, oh, I'll just try that. Oh, look, I got a bite.
It's a go-to.
Yeah, because I grew up fishing down where Ryan McMasters is from, down the lower Columbia, and
yeah,
they always use pickled herring and stuff like that down there. I've never heard of people using night crawlers until I moved up here, and sure enough, works. We caught 2 sturgeon that day, and 1 keeper, and the one that I was holding up was undersized.
Oh man, that's undersized, and it looks huge. It's looks like it's the same size as you.
Well, what's the size?
I'm not very big anyway. So.
What's the size? Isn't it like 4 feet or 5 feet or something like that?
So the size one last year was 53 to 63.
Okay, yeah, about right. A little over. Sorry.
Yeah. So that one came in at 50 inches. My buddy caught a keeper at 61.
Wow.
Nice.
So,
cool.
Worms will catch a sturgeon.
Well, that bait ball worked for him on that one, so cool. Now,
the other
you
photo,
probably used about 6 or 7 worms.
nice.
I've actually never done a bait ball of worms.
You've never caught a fish.
So that would be something new for me to try out and see what I would catch. I don't even know how I would put that on the hook, but there's got to be a way to do it.
Obviously.
Yeah, you pretty much use that magic stretchy line.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same kind of stuff. Yeah. Like basically just like a big rubber band ball.
Okay, so
there you
the
go.
other photo, what did you catch? What did you catch in the second photo? I see about 4 or 5 fish in there. Where was
those are all rainbows.
Nice.
That was in northeast Oregon from when I used to live over there. Me and my dad used to go to Thief Valley Reservoir. It's like in between Baker City and LeGrand.
Nice.
But we used to go there all the time when I was a kid. That was probably back when I was like 14 years old.
Hey,
Long time ago.
Don't matter. It's all about the joys, man. So what do the trout out in Oregon usually hit on? Just the norm type of stuff, or
ever since I was a kid, all we used to use was like worms and WD-40.
You know what?
And then
you know what? I'm gonna tell you this. That's no joke. That stuff works. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, it does. It's crazy. Yeah, and then when garlic power bait came out, that's what we switched over to, and that's like what me and my dad used ever since in the lakes.
Yep. No, I agree with that. But the WD-40, I remember the first time my buddy told me, "Oh, just spray it down with WD-40." I was like, "It doesn't have any squeaks or creaks, bro. Like, we're just fishing." And he's like, "No, dude, it works." He's like, "It's got fish oil in it. It works."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Okay, well, whatever."
I doubt there's any fish oil in there, but that's pretty funny.
I'm not even kidding you, dude. That stuff is amazing. It works, like,
Yeah.
really, really well. You spray like a spinner down with it.
Yeah, it works.
Good.
Yeah, that's what all the old timers use.
Yep. And it's been, a lot of guys don't use it anymore, but I mean, if you use it now, I mean, you'll probably get it.
You know what I enjoy about this story, Tommy, is that he went fishing with 2 of his buddies, and Ryan was messaging us saying that's my childhood friend, but apparently he didn't make the invite list, which brings me joy.
Exactly, and this is why Ryan doesn't like you.
Like, Ryan, you didn't make the invite list. It got lost somewhere.
You know what's funny is Paul won't make the invite list for Ryan.
He probably would have invited me and Tommy, but not Ryan. Just because Ryan's busy.
Like
Only because he's busy.
Upper Columbia versus Lower Columbia.
Ryan don't like you. I'm just telling you.
No, we have good fun with him. He follows the podcast, and we promote Ryan Masters and the Columbia River Hookers.
Yes, we do.
Pretty regularly. He got us a beer sponsor in the Neighbor Dudes and Ordnance Brewing. And so we're very thankful for him. But we also get some joy knowing that he didn't make your invite list.
You get some joy out of that. Ryan's one of my boys. Like, he's one of the closer ones to me. Like, I look after Ryan. Me and him are close, and I know for a fact that he thinks you're a piece of.
Well, Darren, Tommy will BFF somebody just by talking to them. Like, if he likes the tone of your voice, he'll be like, "Oh, we're BFFs now." Like, that's how easy it is to be Tommy's good friend.
But you know what? I'm the cool friend to have.
And so
that's how I won you over.
No, I was dumb enough to fund Tommy's dream, and that was to start a fishing company. And so
don't say that that's why you were dumb enough. You were dumb enough to begin with.
No, you know what? Just so you know the story behind it. And
oh Lord, here we go. He doesn't care.
Well, it's a good story. Tommy is somebody who makes things for fishing. Like, he has ideas, and he kept coming up with all these ideas that I thought, you know what, Tommy, you have all these. Like, he had a hook setter. He made some lures, and I said, let's just sell some of these things. And so that's kind of the beginnings of, we really should get into this business because you're good at it. But Darren, has he made anything since I funded this thing? No, zero. There has been no. There's been no. The idea bank
Because I'm working so hard.
There was only
on this.
2 or 3 ideas in there, and I didn't know that at the time.
But
That he only had like 2 or 3 ideas, and I thought he had like this wealth of like he was this creative mastermind.
Darren didn't
and
want
he's
us
not.
to call Saturday morning so he can hear you whine and complain. So I'm just saying. Anyway,
Darren took his time. First of all, Darren has a pretty tough schedule, so he took the time to talk to us, Tommy, and we're going to make it enjoyable for him
he doesn't want to hear you complain.
because he's taking he could be asleep right now. Like, this is his
I could be
time.
asleep right now, and actually, if you keep talking, I may just fall asleep.
So we appreciate you coming on the show, Darren. We, the following loves the fish story, and I was every bit a part of you catching those fish.
Fitch. Did you just say?
Did
you just say Fitch?
I did. Is that a bird? Finch is a bird.
You're a moron.
Finch is a bird.
And you know what, Darren? That's why he doesn't catch many Fitch.
I carry the show and most of the time, and so when I mess up, Darren, he likes to point it out.
You mess up all the time.
I do mess up. People expect it. It's funny, and I enjoy it myself. People take it too seriously. Like if you speak in correct sentences, people expect that, and that's not how life is. They're called spoonerisms, Tommy. Sometimes they.
Lord, here we go again. See,
So,
Darren, just be happy that once this call ends, you don't have to be around him anymore. Unfortunately, I do.
I'm looking at the timer, and I'm trying to talk to Darren longer than we talked to Ryan. That was my goal. Like, I want to make this podcast
See, and there you go.
better than Ryan's.
Picking on Ryan again. Ryan, if you're listening,
A Ryan shaming.
yeah, he loves to shame Ryan for whatever reason. Ryan, if I know you're listening, bud, Paul's a jerk. We agree on this, okay? I got my people at Columbia River Hookers that stick up for Tommy, and they think Paul's a moron.
Well, I knew that this was his good buddy, so we wanted to make sure to include the conversation for both. But we do appreciate the photos, and it sounds like you haven't fished in a while. But anytime you have a fish photo or story, please come back on the radio show and podcast anytime. We have a guest blog that we feature. And we also partner with a digital publication called The Daily Reel.
Yep.
And so they will also, not everybody gets chosen. It's completely at random, but it is a publication that we are a part of. And so if you have a fish story, we enjoy the written ones too. And so
All right, sounds good.
we appreciate you and everything that you've done for us so far, the 2 photos.
Yep.
And from all of us here
Yeah.
at Outsider Tackle Box, tight lines.
Tight lines,
fish
bud.
more.
Have a good Saturday, and remember, Tommy's cool, Paul sucks, and we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right,
Thanks.
Darren.
Take care.
Take care. Bye.
All right, appreciate it.